Oh my god. First of all, I'm back. I'm back. This is my raw and unfiltered reaction because I haven't filmed on YouTube for like a while, a very while. This feels surreal. Okay, I don't know where to start. This is very not scripted. I don't have any scripts or anything. I just tend to like look around and stuff. As you saw earlier, I'm trying to like set the camera up so like I don't know. I have nothing to read right now. But yeah. Hi guys. It's Arth. After 4, 5 years, I'm finally back on YouTube. It feels surreal that, I'm speaking behind the camera again because to be honest, I haven't filmed in a while, just because for fun, right? I would usually like film videos for school and stuff. I don't know where to start. I guess I'm back. There's something within me that if I don't get to like post on YouTube, or not just on YouTube, but like social media in general, if I don't get to like create videos and stuff, I won't be as fulfilled. I guess this is what passion feels like. Because back in the pandemic, I used to like post videos for fun. I used to do like lettering videos, calligraphy videos, and if you remember those, then you're an OG. You're part of the 112 original subscribers that I had back in COVID. It feels surreal that I get to like speak in front of camera after not filming for fun. This is really raw and unfiltered, so I'm like trying to think of a thought process right now. Maybe we can tackle the elephant in the room. Why 4 or 5 years, right? Back then, I managed to like post every now and then a consistent like 1, 2, 3 weeks straight. Not every day, but like once every week type posting. I think my very last video was me with my sister. We were doing this like calligraphy challenge that I made up. After that, I just didn't film anymore. My main thought process was you couldn't pour from an empty cup, right? So like I don't want to keep on pushing out videos even if it's not from within myself anymore. At that time, there's this guilt feeling like at the bottom of my stomach that always made me feel that hey, you should be posting on YouTube. Hey, you should be editing videos. Because to be fair, it didn't stop there. I had vlogs when I went to college. I had vlogs, day in the life type of week in my life type of videos. I had those, but then I wasn't like as motivated as I used to be. I just stopped editing. Right. I still love filming videos for myself for like vlogging and stuff, but at that point, I just didn't edit them. They just stayed in like my dad's hard drive. That's it. I was using like my old Android phone. I was just using my Android phone back then. If you are my phone right now, you would know that I have a lot of like features to like edit and to post and stuff. There was this certain fulfillment whenever I would be posting on social media. It's not that I want attention or anything. I've always known that I like sharing my story in general, right? Because I know that I have something to say. As much as I was figuring that out, what do I really want to post on social media? What do I really want to share? Because I've established the thought of like the guilt trip, the guilt feeling of like not posting, right? But at the same time, I didn't know what to post. One thing about me is like when you're a jack of all trades, you would know how to do a lot of things. Personally, I like doing calligraphy back then, so that's why that's the main content of my YouTube. I like writing poems, reading books. I like playing Genshin. I like doing a lot of stuff. When you get to a point where you think you're proficient to something, you would always want to like explore to a new field. So let's say for me, I felt like my Genshin game was good because I always, if you're a Genshin nerd, you're gonna understand. As long as I did the end game content, I didn't have to do stuff in Genshin. So I searched for something else to do. So that's where I would be watching Netflix or whatever. I would always think of like something to make content out of. My main dilemma was I didn't know what niche I would like to like sell, right? Because I like doing a lot of stuff. I always thought of like, if I like something, why not make a niche out of it? But then I like different things. So I thought, hey, you should be making a separate channel for this one. You should be making a channel for this. You should make an account for this, and so on. So like, there's this unending amount of like ideating content for niche YouTube channels, but at the same time, I don't really want to like do a deep dive on those because those are things that I love doing. Because here's the thing, if you turn your hobby into something that you're obligated to do, you're gonna dislike your hobby. You're not gonna see it as a hobby anymore. You're gonna see it more of as an obligation rather than something that you would do out of passion. For my hobbies, I didn't want that to happen. I don't want to be forced into playing Genshin because it's gonna be sustaining me, right? I wanted to find a niche where I can be flexible, but at the same time, I would be known for that. Because here's the paradox of my thought process for the past years. I wanted to find a niche, right? But at the same time, I don't want to be defined for that niche alone. Do you guys see my problem? It doesn't make sense. I'm trying to find a niche, but at the same time, not be boxed in that certain niche. So I thought of like, what's the common denominator that I like within my hobbies? I used to write books. I used to write poems. I love film videos, or like I just love talking in general, right? Then I figured out the common denominators of those stuff is I am a storyteller. I like sharing my story. I just love engaging the camera and like, sharing what I know. At first it was wobbly that like how is being a storyteller a niche? But then I realized that I don't need to have a niche to start posting. I kept on overthinking of hey, I want to have a perfect niche where I would be known to the point where I didn't really posted anything to the point where there wasn't any results. The results were all in my head because there were all these ideas and they're not like actual stuff. They're not actual videos or results that I can prove to myself that hey, this niche doesn't work because I haven't tried doing it. That was my pep talk to myself that hey, you don't need to have a defined niche where you would thrive in. Of course, it helps that you would be known for that specific thing, especially here in like 2025 going to 2026. There's a lot of like competition when it comes to like content creations. I was doing some market research back in the old trusted TikTok. What I found out was people like authenticity, especially with the rise of like AI videos now. People would want actual real life humans talking. I have like a lot of like different mindsets that I'm pulling back from like YouTube. One of those mindsets where like if one of your videos only hit like 100 views, right? Just imagine those 100 people is in front of you right now. I applied it to myself. That made my mindset more like stable when it comes to like getting views. Imagine it's 100 people in front of you standing watching you live. Imagine this room is filled with 100 people. 100 people is a lot. Social media is making you think that it's not a lot, but it is a lot. Also, one of the stuff that I came amends with is the fact that I won't be trying too much to be a one hit wonder overnight. Because that's what I tried doing back in COVID. That was my motivation. Burnout happened. I just stopped. For this time around, I'm gonna let myself post really without any pressure. I'm not saying pressure of like, hey, you have to pump out content every week, but more like I'm trying to create a system for me where I would be doing something consistently that would be fulfilling on my end and not just because I would need to make money or what. I used to post stuff that isn't really my style. If you watch my videos, I'm probably gonna be archiving them. It's very cringy. Of course, it should be cringy. That means you grew. I would be editing videos in the style that I thought would gain a lot of like a big audience in a short amount of time. And that was wrong because I'm sacrificing authenticity for quantity, right? Me posting on YouTube wouldn't be coming from the idea of, hey, you need to be a one hit wonder. You need to make money and stuff. No. I came to an immense with myself where I would be pushing content out of the pleasure of telling stories, telling my story, being a storyteller, right? Because people like stories. I'm gonna try my best to stay authentic, but at the same time, find a cohesive way to tell a story. Hey, this is me now. If you think I'm boring, then look away in the video, right? I eventually agreed with the thought of, being boring, quote unquote. I would rather be boring and talk sense than be exciting and not make sense. If you know what I mean. I'm not throwing shade to anyone. I don't want my first vlog on YouTube to be something that could spark up some controversy. So I talked about the past 4 or 5 years that I wasn't here on YouTube, or I took a gigantic hiatus from YouTube. That finding my niche and my online identity, motivations and stuff. We talked about those. This like my full out candid thoughts from like being a creator. I wouldn't really call myself a creator, but more like a storyteller. This is just an overview of like what I want to like put it out there of what I've been thinking about for like the past years that I wasn't here posting, right? Even if there's just like a sit down video of me being raw, unfiltered, I hope you picked up something from whatever I said about motivation, about anything really. I don't want to say the cringy YouTube stuff, but you can just You can just go check the description for my socials. If you like the video and you would like to stay for more future videos like this, or anything in general, just click the button below. Okay. Again, it's Arth. Thanks for watching and see you soon in my next upload. Peace out.